Brazil is one of the world's largest economies and a vital destination for global investors. But its tax system is widely recognized as one of the most complex and costly regimes in the world. Here to help make some sense of Brazil's numerous federal, state and city taxes is Vicente Sevilha from Brazilian accounting firm Sevilha Contabilidade. Firstly, could you give us an idea of how complex Brazil's tax system is?
You can think about Brazilian taxes like this. First, we have a federal income tax. The federal income tax represents 34% on the net profit in all companies. The good point about it is that once you pay this income tax, you can pay dividends without tax. The second point is about something like the value-added tax. The value-added tax works differently about sales and about services. On sales, it represents 27% on the value-added. And on services, it represents 9.25%. Services also pay a city taxes, which is 5% on services, on the gross revenue of services. So this is something like a summarize about taxes in Brazil.
So do companies change their mind about investing in Brazil when they find out how hard it can be?
Well, I don't think they really change their minds, but they need to think twice about Brazil, because companies usually do business in a lot of different countries. And in almost all countries, they do the same kind of business. Once we have special questions about taxes in Brazil, it takes more time to be completely ready to do business in Brazil. So companies spend more time. But this is a good point, because they have time enough to be prepared to start operations in Brazil.
But to help companies comply with these taxes, there are different models in place. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Yes, there is a second model that companies can use. I told you about the first model that concentrates taxes on the profit, on the value added. And the second model concentrates taxes on the gross revenue. So you pay small rates, but entirely on the gross revenue. If you have great profits, the greater the profit your company has, the first system is the better. And the smaller the profit your company has, the second system that concentrates taxes on gross revenue is the better. Actually, you need to do calculations. It's a lot of calculations that need to be done, but this is some kind of picture you can have on your mind about taxes in Brazil.
So how does Sevilha Contabilidade help companies choose which model would be the right one?
Well, we need to prepare some calculations. There's a lot of details to be done, so what we do is we talk with you, we give us your company informations, and we build the two different models, one based on the net profit taxations and the other one based on the gross revenue taxations. And we present you those two different models. We also help you to understand how the different laws between states and between cities affects your business in Brazil. And once you have all those informations, your company and we together can make conclusions and get a planning of operation in Brazil.
And you also have experience in related matters like labor and payroll issues. Can you tell me a bit more about that?
Yes, I can. Well, there is one related matter that I would like to introduce here. It's the transfer pricing questions. Companies, especially overseas, needs to be careful and needs to pay attention about transfer pricing. We have legislation in Brazil about it. Actually, it's a change in legislation. In January 2013, we will have new legislations. These new legislations try to make the transfer prices more easy to be done by the company and more easy to be tracked by the government. And about labors and payroll, we have a very specific legislation. Our legislation is from 1940, so it's an old legislation that requires for company a lot of cares in labor relationships. We can do all the payroll and we can advise companies how to do it in Brazil.
Finally, tell me, what advice would you give to companies looking to expand into Brazil?
Well, Brazil is a great country, and there is a lot of opportunities in Brazil, great opportunities to be explored by companies. But before you start doing business in Brazil, what I suggest is that the entrepreneurs keep on mind that Brazil has a different system of doing business. I won't tell that it's a better system or is a worse system than any other place, but it's different. And so my advice is for the entrepreneurs to spend some time before start doing business in Brazil to understand how things work in Brazil regarding taxes, regarding payroll, regarding our financial system, our logistic solutions. So there is a lot to be learned before to start doing business in Brazil.
Vicente, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Eleni. It was great to be with you today.